Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, I welcome you. My name is Fifi. Always I bring us the heart and the mind of God. And if you are a returning subscriber, and if you're someone that is watching my video on Facebook, I welcome you. My returning subscribers, you are welcome. Please, if you are watching me only on Facebook, I just want to tell you as well that I have an account, YouTube account. The name is The God I Know Ministry. There I have loads and loads of videos that is going to be helpful to you. And please, if any of my video or anybody's video pleases you or helps you or blesses you, please kindly share. It is us being evangelists that God has wanted us to do, sharing the good news. You might not have to go out there and talk to people, but with your devices, you can do a lot of evangelism through that. God bless you in advance as you do so. Like I said, the name is The God I Know Ministry. The God I Know Ministry. Ministries. A child of God. I've come to talk to us today about deliverance. Deliverance, being delivered from something. You know, I'm sure most of our denomination, our churches, they've made us to believe or understand that the deliverance can only come when you go to church or you go to a prayer house and someone pray for you and lay their hands on you and then pray for you. That is when you'll be delivered. Child of God, that is not when your deliverance started. Your deliverance started when you realize that right now, I need to be delivered from what I'm doing. When you decided that I want to go for prayers, I want to go for deliverance. That is when your deliverance started. That was when the actual deliverance started, not when you went for the deliverance. Just because they've made us believe that it's only when someone pray for you and cast out the demon, that was when the demon of that bondage that was holding you there, you got delivered from it the moment you've decided to go and do the right thing. Be prayed for. I need to be delivered from this. Your deliverance has already started. You already came to your senses and realized that where I am right now, what I'm doing is actually not the right thing. It's not for me. It's not for me anymore. That was when your deliverance started. That was when you listened to the Spirit of God telling you, child of God, child, my daughter, my son, where you are is not where you're supposed to be. This is not where I act. This is not what I have for you. I have better. And by you accepting that voice, that instinct, and decided, I will go to church. Let me not go and seek help. That was when your deliverance started. You now actually going to be prayed for, is the manifestation of your deliverance. That is when your deliverance manifested. But it happened because before anything manifests in a physical realm, it always takes place in a spirit realm. It starts in a spirit realm. Spiritual realm means something that you cannot see. But things are happening there. A thought is in the spirit. You can't see your thoughts. But it's happening. It is an activity that is happening every minute, every second of all. Just the way you are living normally in a physical realm. That's how the spiritual realm works. They work hand in hand. But before anything manifests in the physical realm, it takes place in a spiritual realm. Meaning, when you now decide that I want to seek for deliverance, I want to seek help, Deliverance has already taken place because you've been able to conquer that thing that's been holding you, that thing that's been bounding you, making you not realize that where you are is not, you are being limited, that you can't do much exactly where you are, except you go for something bigger and better that is going to deliver you from exactly where you are. That was when your deliverance took place. Deliverance always takes place in our mind. For you saying, this Jesus thing, let me just give it a try. For thinking about giving it a trial, deliverance has already taken place. And by you actually going to do that which you have taught is the manifestation of what you have taught. Child of God, stop saying, until I go to church, until they pray for me, I am not delivered. For you thinking about going to church is a deliverance. For you realizing that I don't belong here is a deliverance. It's a mindset being changed. Right now, your mindset is being reset. Right now, your understanding, you are now nodding and listening to that, your inner man, that your inner spirit that is speaking to you. You are now allowing your spirit to be in charge. That is what it means when you now accept to go for deliverance. You should know that deliverance has already taken place by you realizing that where you are is not where you're supposed to be. Now I want to go for deliverance. I want to go for prayers. Or you are in a relationship that is toxic, that you know that where you are is you are not supposed to be so. When you now said, I just don't want to hang out with these people anymore, that is deliverance taking place in your life. You are now being delivered from that snare of the enemies that was keeping you bound there. Now you want to go for something right, something better. You've been delivered from that snare of the enemies. You've been delivered from that limitations of the enemy. You've been delivered from the way of thinking that where I was is all there is in life. You've been delivered from that mindset, from that ignorance. Deliverance has already taken place. Before you start, when you step out to do what you have taught, that is the manifestation of what you have taught you, because you've been already delivered. This is what I taught. This is what I think is right for me right now. Deliverance has taken place in the spirit realm. By you going out, leaving that environment, that toxic environment, that toxic relationship, that toxic marriage, that toxic friends that you have around you, by you moving away from them is the manifestation of that thing that has already taken place in the spirit, which is your mind. You've now decided, you've now realized that this is the right thing to do. Deliverance has already taken place. Not, child of God, God wants us to know today that for you to think right, you are delivering yourself from that wrong mindset, the way that you used to think before, that you thought that was the right thing to do. When you start thinking right, you are being delivered from that mindset of not thinking right before. Child of God, let us understand today that deliverance takes place before the actual deliverance, before the actual thing that you know as deliverance happens. You don't have to wait for people to lay their hands on your head before you now believe that I've been delivered. No. You accepting to go for deliverance, you've already been delivered from that thing that is keeping you and telling you that where you are is okay, that is not this thing that these people are doing is rubbish. You now accepting to go for that rubbish is you delivering yourself from that thing that has been telling you that what they were doing were nonsense. You've been delivered from that mindset. You've been delivered from that bondage. You've been delivered from that thing that was holding you down, that took your mind away from the right thing. Deliverance starts when you decide to do something right. You've been delivered before the actual deliverance. You've delivered yourself from the spiritual realm. Corrections has been made in the spiritual realm. Now you are now going out to show the manifestation of the right thing that you have decided to do. Like making your relationship work, doing the right thing in your marriage. This is something that you have taught. That's actually the way I am treating my partner, the way I am treating my children is not the right thing. I don't think I have not been nice to them. I've not been good to them. Right now, I've decided to do the right thing. I've decided to hang around people that knows how to run a home, that knows how marriage works, that knows how to treat their children. I will go for deliverance. I will go for counseling on how to be a good parent. That is deliverance taking place. You have been delivered from the bondage of not treating your family right, from not treating your spouse right, from not doing the right thing for your children, for not hanging out with the positive people, the positive energy that will help you carry out the assignment that God has placed in you, the right thing to do for your life to be done, to become that which God has assigned or designed it to be. That is how deliverance happens. It starts with your mindset. You deciding to be listening to every messages, every videos that will help you, educate you, is you delivering yourself from the ignorance of not knowing that educating yourself, listening to something that will be positive to your life. You have been delivered from that thing, and you carrying out the thing that you have taught by clicking on that video and start listening to it instead of listening to the things that you used to listen to. Now you have changed your mind to be listening to something as you've been delivered from the ignorance or the bondage of that thing that was holding you before. Deliverance starts from your mindset. It takes place from the spiritual realm before it manifests. The manifestation is you going out to the fulfillment of it is the manifestation of that thing, that deliverance that actually started before it actually started. It started before you see it happen. Child of God, learn that today and know that each time you make a right decision, you have delivered yourself from the wrong decisions that you used to make before. That is what deliverance is all about. It's not about just praying, going for that one is good as well, but you have to decide. Deliver yourself from the spiritual realm. Then when you have decided that I am going to do this, you now start, the enemy will always come to ask you, are you sure that this life you want to live and go for that? Are you sure? Tell that voice, I have decided. Just like that prodigal son, I have decided to do the right thing by going back to my father. I have decided to do the right thing by changing the circumstances that I'm in. I have decided to do the right thing by going for that riches, that treasures, that wealth, that good life that God has for me. Yes, I have decided. I have decided to follow the right path. Child of God, deliverance takes place before the deliverance takes place. Before the actual deliverance happens. Deliverance has already taken place before the actual deliverance happened. That is the manifestation. Hear that today, child of God, and start making decisions to be delivered from any and everything that has been holding you bound, that you've been struggling with all your life. It's time for you to start making decisions on how to walk away from them. Because most people, when they think of going to church, some of them, they dread it. What are people going to say? All these people that have been mocking that are going to church, when I start going to church, how are they going to look at me? The decision is yours. The life you want to change is yours. The thing that you're going to, the blessing that you're going for is yours and not theirs. See it like that and make that decision. You will not regret it. Child of God, like I always say, if you find this video helpful, please kindly share. There is someone out there that's been struggling to go to church, to go to a proper deliverance. Let them hear today that deliverance takes place when they decide to go for deliverance. They are already delivered from the ignorance of not going for deliverance. Deliverance always takes place before the actual deliverance takes place. Let them hear this message today so that they can, that decision, that thought that has been in them will help them to go out there and fulfill that which they have decided to do. I pray the blessings of God over your life. I pray the favor of God upon your life. I pray the shalom peace of God. I pray that his face will continue to shine upon you. I pray that every prayer request that you have presented before him be answered. Shalom.